Welcome to the Dragon's Nest, home of the casual Dragon Ball Super card game players. This is a place where you can actually use cards you pull from packs or you can get from trading with your friends. Here at the Dragon's Nest, we try to focus on more casual decks that are fun to play or way better than just hyper meta decks. This doesn't mean we won't be showcasing any meta decks. We plan to bring you a variety of decks ranging from all parts of the spectrum. From decks you can introduce people to the game with, or to decks you can end up taking to your local event on the weekend. We're only going to be breaking these decks down by price because it's going to be a nice easy way to set them into playlists for you guys. So moving forward, we're going to be putting decks into one of these four categories. Now first up, we have the Dragon's Gems, at decks that are over $1,000. And underneath that, we're going to have the Dragon's Gold. Now these are decks that are going to be in the $500 to $1,000 range. And then next they're going to be the Dragon Silver, which are decks in the $500 to $200 range. And last but certainly not least, we have the Dragon's Bronze, which are decks that are going to be under $200. By no means does that mean these decks are weak in any way. Now the links for everything will be found in the description of this video. So now we have another deck that falls in the Dragon's Bronze. This deck will run you just shy of $70 at $68.34. This is just another one of those crappy decks that came from the mind of myself. I went for more of a theme build with this one. Now I'm not going to tell you how many cards you're going to need for the deck. There's going to be Dragon Ball in the upper left that's going to represent how many cards are in the deck. I'm also not going to go over the price for every card because the price will be listed underneath the Dragon Balls, and that price is found on DBS-Decks at the time of recording this video. Well, let's get rolling right into the main deck. So for the leader card in the deck, we have Pan ready to fight. Here we are looking at the leader front Pan. The leader's auto ability is once per turn. When you play a battle card, choose that card and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And if his power is 20,000 or more, you get to draw a card. Its Awaken ability is when you have 4 or less life, you can choose 2 of your energy, switch them to active mode, and flip this card over. The leader front has 10,000 power. Now we're looking at the Awaken side, Pan ready to fight. It has the same auto once per turn as the front side. When you play a battle card, you get to choose that card, it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. If its power is 20,000 or more, you get to draw a card. But when this card attacks, you get to draw a card also. The Awaken side has 15,000 power. So for the first card in the deck today, we have After Image Technique for 1 red. Counterattack: if your leader card is red, choose one of your cards, it gains 40,000 power for the duration of the battle. Then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it gains negative 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. You can activate this card's counter ability if you have 5 or more cards in the drop area by paying a life instead of paying its energy costs. Now we're looking at Bodyguard Legic, 3 with 2 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has 15,000 power. This card has Blocker. So if your opponent has a battle card in their battle area and you have no battle cards in your battle area, you can play this card for free from hand. Next up we have Broken Limit Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku. 6 with 4 red and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card is 25,000 power. This card is X-Evolve for 1 red. You have to place a card from your hand in the drop area. And this card has to go over a red Son Goku GT card with an energy cost of 4 or more. So when one of your cards attacks, this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Then if that card's power is 40,000 or more, this card ends up getting Triple Strike. Next up, Combination Attack Pan. 3 with 1 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has 10,000 power. Its permanent ability: if there's a Son Goku GT or a Trunks GT with 25,000 power or more in your battle area, you can play this card for free. Its Activate main is you can choose 1 Son Goku GT or 1 Trunks GT and give it 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And now we have Dependable Robot Giru. 2 with 2 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has 5,000 power. This card is Blocker. Its permanent ability is if Pan is in your battle area or leader card, you can play this card without paying its energy cost. Now we're going to take a look at Determined Super Saiyan Son Goku. 3 with 2 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has 15,000 power. This card is Critical. This card's permanent ability is when you have 4 or less life, you get to increase this card's energy cost by 2 in the battle area. Here we have Dimension Support Trunks. 3 any and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has 15,000 power. This card is Overwhelm 3 for 1. So when you play this card using Overwhelm, you can choose one skill as battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less in your deck and play it. Then that card gains Critical for the duration of the turn. Now we're going to take a look at Fearless Pan. 3 with 2 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has 15,000 power. This card is Blocker and Barrier. So when you play this card, you can choose all of your other red leader cards and red battle cards. They gain 5,000 power and double strike for the duration of the turn. Next up we have Handy Giru. 2 with 2 red and 0 for 0 combo power. This card is 12,000 power. This card is Super Combo. This card is Super Combo. So when you combo with this card, if your leader card is red and your life is at 4 or less, you get to draw a card and this card gains 10,000 combo power. Here we have Hyper Evolution Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku. 8 with 5 red and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card is 40,000 power. This card is X-Evolve for 1 red. Place 2 cards from your hand in the drop area. This card must go over a red Son Goku GT with an energy cost of 6 or more. This card is Ultimate. So when this card attacks, it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Then if this card's power is more than 60,000, it deals 1 damage directly to your opponent. Its Activate main ability is place 2 red cards from your hand in the drop area and switch this card to active mode. Here we have Is That All You've Got for 1 red. Counterattack. If your leader card is red, negate the attack and choose one red card from your hand and place it in the drop area. And if you do, you can choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and negate negative 15,000 power for the duration of the turn. Here we have Master Roshi, Martial Expert. 2 with 2 red and 0 for 10,000 combo power. This card is 15,000 power. This card is super combo. This card's auto ability is Sparking 5. When you combo with this card, if your leader card is red, draw a card. Here we have Pan. For 1 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card is 10,000 power. Next up on deck, Pint-Sized Warrior Son Goku. 1 for 1 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card is 5,000 power. So when you play this card, you can look up to the top 7 cards of your deck and choose up to 1 red Son Goku GT among them and add to your hand. Next up we have Rushing Warrior Pan. 1 with 1 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card is 5,000 power. So when you play this card, you can choose one of your red leader cards or red battle cards and it gains 5,000 power. So when you combo with this card from the battle area, you get to draw a card. Now we're going to take a look at Son Goku, Might of the Many. 5 with 1 red and 0 for 5,000 combo power. This card has 16,000 power. This card is critical. This card gains 3,000 power for each skillless battle card in your drop area. If there are 2 or more skillless battle cards in your drop area, reduce the energy cost of this card by 2 in hand. Here we have Strategies of Universe 7 for 0. Activate main. Choose all red Saiyan cards in your battle area and they gain barrier. Next up we have Triple Flash SS4 Son Goku. 7 with 3 red and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card is 30,000 power. This card is X Evolve for 1 red. This card must be placed over a red Son Goku GT with an energy cost of 5 or more. This card is Deflect and Triple Strike. So when you play this card, you get to draw 2 cards and you may not use X Evolve for the duration of the turn. But if this card's power is over 40,000, your opponent cannot activate counters during battles where this card's attacking. Next up we have Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku. 4 with 2 red and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card is 20,000 power. This card is evolved for 2 red and 1 any over any Son Goku GT. This card also has barrier. So when this card evolves into a card, or if you combo with this card, you get to draw a card. Now we're going to take a look at Vados' Assistance for 1 red. Counterattack, negate the attack and you can switch one of your battle cards to active mode. And for the last card in the deck today, we have Victorious Fist Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku. 6 with 3 red and 1 for 10,000 combo power. This card is 25,000 power. This card is X Evolve for 1 red. Place 1 card from your hand in the drop area and this card must go over a red Son Goku GT with an energy cost of 5 or more. This card is Double Strike. So once per turn when this card attacks, you get to switch this card to active mode and it gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And now we have the price breakdown from DBS-Decks. This deck is great for new and casual players alike. It can make some really big plays if you manage to get in the right spots. Getting there is quite the challenge, but first you're going to want to start filling up your board with cards like the Bodyguard Legic. Dimensional Support Trunks is another great card. It ends up getting the skillless Pan out, giving you access to drop that dependable Robot Giru. Now that's a great little way to get through the early game. Now for the main part of the deck, we're using kind of a standard Goku GT engine. You can either start with the Determined Super Saiyan Son Goku, or Son Goku Might of the Many. And once these guys are on the board, you can end up X evolving to the next level. Personally, I like to go into the Victorious Fist, and then go into Triple Flash, but if you're lucky enough to have 2 evolved targets on the board, playing that Broken Limits is also a great card. Now, don't forget about Fearless Pan. If you can end up going tall with the X Evolve chain, you can end up going really wide. Just fill up your board with combo attack pans, the skillless pans, and whatever other red cards you can get out. Just drop that Fearless Pan down, give them all 5k in Double Strike. It's kind of like getting hit with a cast iron pan. I just want to take a second to say thanks to the local gang for letting me show off their decks. Without these decks, it'd pretty much just be me rattling off nonsense and crappy decks all the time. I hope you enjoyed this decklist video and I would love to hear if you end up trying it in the comments. Whether you play this game at home at the kitchen table, or end up going to your LGS for a weekend event. All links for everything will be found in the description of this video. Now if you could do me a solid and don't forget to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be notified when the Dragon's Nest have uploaded another video. From all of us here at the Dragon's Nest, thanks for watching and we hope you tune in to future videos. And as we say up here in the Great White North, have a good one and keep her going, eh?